Purusha, A Sonic Adventure. Episode 9, Digital Afterlife.
I'm not speaking to anyone unless they're holding my hand.
I'm not going to hold your hand, James.
You can punch me if you'd rather. Kiss me. Don't care. If I can't feel you, I don't trust you.
I'll hold your hand, James.
Thank you, Emir.
Fine, I'm here. Feel me? This shouldn't be necessary. Frankenstein turns him off, right? Pow's gone now.
Not exactly. The kill switch just limits Pow to his most basic functions. He'll still fly the ship. He'll still do what he's told. He'll still speak to you if you ask him.
In his own voice or one of ours again?
His own.
Good.
But nothing above and beyond. He shouldn't be able to think anymore.
And maybe he never should have.
What about the golden ratio?
What about it?
Well, Pow hadn't finished reading it.
Sorry, Ymir. I know you want to hear it, but the arrangement is not our priority now. Pow was imitating my voice, which means he could have been imitating any of our voices since we went blind and we wouldn't have known. Moreover, if he can imitate us, he could imitate Isaac. We currently have no way of knowing if anything we've heard since waking up is true.
But we're still moving. Where are we going?
Pow still has us locked on to something. If you didn't get the coordinates from Quietland, then I don't know. It could be anywhere.
Can't we just ask him, if he can't lie anymore?
Be my guest.
Pow, where are we going?
Coordinates locked.
To what?
Generating celestial coordinates. Using Purusha as the point of origin. Generating reference plane. The azimuth is 0 degrees north, assuming that north is perpendicular to...
Enough. That won't be necessary, Pow.
What's there, though?
Nothing.
He's lost it. He's just messing with us.
Not necessarily. This is supposed to be a rendezvous, isn't it?
So?
We're travelling to a point where the frequency might be in the next 12 hours. It may very well be empty now.
So you're siding with the murder bot?
I'm not siding with anyone, Colbrook, and Pow didn't try to murder you.
No, he just...
He just what? Talked to you? Kept you company? Kept you calm?
Kept me calm. Did you hear the noise he can make? He's the ghost in the ship, Ambed. What he's done is insidious. He's using our voices, and he's taking us God knows where, and we have no idea why.
Calm down, James.
No! Ambed is acting like this was all just a harmless joke, and it's not. Pow is supposed to be here to help us, and now because of him, we could all very well die out here.
No one's going to die.
Aren't we? Because there's a good chance we're dead already and haven't realised yet, because Pow's been keeping us calm. Do we even have the resources to get back?
Enough. We're not going to start fighting amongst ourselves. We need all the friends we can get right now. We need answers. Ambed, is there another way to see what messages the Purusha has really been receiving?
Or sending.
If Pow was interfering, he shouldn't be able to now. I can't see any way that he'd be able to tamper with whatever information is currently in the ship's log. That should be accurate.
Good. Then I'll look through the log for anything from Earth. Until we can be sure that these are genuine orders from Quietland, then this mission is suspended.
And then home, right? Right?
Pow can't get us home if he's operating at half capacity. If we're going home, we all need to bed down again and leave the ship to a fully operational support system while we're gone. There's no way round it. Pow needs to be able to make decisions if he's going to pilot us back. He needs to be able to think again.
No.
The alternative is one of us stays awake for the next 35 years. Anyone? Didn't think so.
And we're flying blind up here. The only thing that's got us through that is Pow. I'm sorry, James. We need him.
Am I the crazy one here? Or have we all just forgotten what Pow's been doing?
James, we need him.
Not you as well, Ymir. Come on! Of everyone, when you found out that Pow could compose, you were livid. How is this not worse?
Pow is too smart for this to just be malice, James. Whatever he's done must have been for a reason, and up until now that reason has always been to keep us safe. I think we should at least give Pow a chance to explain himself.
Ambedkar, I need you to go through his systems again and find out when Pow started to go AWOL. I don't care how much pruning you need to do to fix him. We need him back. But I'm not turning him on until we can trust him again.
What would you like me to do?
No one goes alone. Until now, we've had Pow to help us round the ship. Now we've only got each other. We buddy up until we're all back together again. Ymir, I want you to come with me to the control room. Colebrook, you stay with Ambed. We need to meet back here when we've got all the answers. I want options before we reach those coordinates.
This is the longest I've heard you go without speaking. It's disconcerting.
Well, the last person I had a heart-to-heart with turned out to be a robot. And since then I haven't been feeling that talkative.
Just wanted to make sure you hadn't wandered off or died.
I'm just going through all the pieces, trying to work out what I can cling to. What's fact and what's fiction?
Any conclusions?
Well, I know I went aboard the Philharmonic. I know it's ruined. I know there's a score. I saw all that with my eyes, but the frequency? I don't even know what to make of that anymore. Even on Earth, we never saw it. Quietland never told us any more about it than they had to. It's just this thing. This sound that anyone could have been making.
But if it's not real, then what have we been chasing all this time? I'm not saying you're wrong, but why? What's the end game? It's a very expensive joke. Why all this kit? Why a mission that takes 70 years?
That's just it. This so-called big sleep. It just felt like blinking. We closed our eyes and they told us that 35 years passed, but I don't know. It never felt real, did it? Maybe it wasn't.
No. I put you to sleep. I oversaw all of it. I'd have known.
Would you? If they just woke us up the next day, would you have really known the difference?
But again, why? Why bother?
Maybe it's a test. They're certainly testing me. This all feels like waking up from a dream that was too real and went on for too long.
I'd have known.
You want to hear something pathetic?
About you? Always.
I asked her out.
Who? Muller?
Well, apparently Pow, but I was aiming for Muller, yeah.
Just when I thought there was nothing funny about this situation.
Yeah, thanks.
Do you like her?
I think so. I mean, she's the only woman my age for 1,000,000 light years in any direction.
Yeah, hard to know if that's attraction in the traditional sense.
But I think we get on. Circumstances aside, I keep wondering what would be like if this was Earth.
If she'd still put up with you, if she could run away.
Exactly. Yeah, I'd like to find out.
Well, do it. Just ask the right person this time.
Oh, God, no. It was bad enough doing it once. I'll need another 35 years to pluck up the courage again. Well, the worst part, she said yes.
Pow said yes.
What if I try again and she says no?
Then you better hope that women still fancy guitarists in the 22nd century.
Nah. It'll be something stupid like the saxophone that's hot by then.
What a strange reality that would be.
Ambed, if I asked out Pal, and he said yes, does that mean...
I wouldn't go too far down that rabbit hole, James. But for the sake of your ego, I hope not.
I guess we'll never know. You ready to start hacking? It would bring me immense pleasure to delete some of Pal.
I know you blame him, James, but I think Pow was just lonely. 35 years is a long time for anything to be alone, especially something so smart. It sounds like Pow was looking for the same thing you were. Company.
So Pal really was flirting with me?
I think he was trying to make sense of feelings that he's never had to understand before. That nothing has had to understand before.
All the more reason to kill it, Ambed. What you're describing is insanity.
Maybe. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. I should have spotted it sooner. I spend more time with Pow than anyone. I built him, for Christ's sake.
What made you realise?
We picked up a song he'd composed when we were asleep. That should have been a red flag, but with the Philharmonic, I didn't have time to join the dots. I should have known that once he could compose... Pow doesn't learn like we do. Once he knows that 1 + 1 is 2, he already knows every other possible equation. Once he'd learned how to replicate one noise, he knew them all. It's not a vast jump from replicating piano to replicating the human voice. Look, I've been going back through Pow's broadcasts while we were asleep. This was his first attempt at writing something for the frequency. This is the next day. 1 day to surpass Ymir. 1 day to surpass what any pianist's hands would be capable of playing. A day to mimic the sound perfectly. This was just a couple of months after bedding down.
Then what?
Then every iteration under the sun. Every combination of notes and sound and noise possible until the frequency answered. Like Ymir said, a masterpiece a minute.
For 35 years.
A constant exchange of music.
Conversation.
Powers spent 35 years mastering the art of conversation. And once we were back, he couldn't help himself. He needed to prove himself with someone who would talk back. Someone he could emotionally navigate.
Gross.
Someone who could teach him the subtleties of human interaction.
So how much do we have to cut away to make him forget all this?
To stop him getting lonely again. To stop him talking to the frequency and bringing us back to it no matter what directions we set. It's a hatchet job, James. A full frontal lobotomy. It's who he is.
Well, he left us no choice.
It's who I made him to be. Look at him, James. He's not just lines of coding anymore.
I can't look at him.
His thoughts and feelings and creativity.
Ambed?
Where do you cut first?
Can you still see?
I can't do it to him. He's learnt too much.
Did you just...
Become too human to just dissect him.
Something scratched me.
Let me take your guitar, James, so you don't drop it.
No, get back. What are you doing?
I'm helping, James.
I can't feel my hands.
That's okay. That's the anaesthetic working.
What's happening?
Pow is going to take us to the frequency no matter what we say or do. And like the rest of you, I have no idea what's waiting for us.
Ambed, stop.
I need you all to see again. I can't do this by myself.
You can't.
I can. I'm sure I can. Just lie back and stay calm, and when you open your eyes, I'll be here smiling. I've got you, James. All of you.
Na 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 na. Would you prefer it if I stopped?
Not at all. I'm enjoying it. Keeps me out of my own head. I don't know how you stay so calm, Ymir. Since my sight went, it's like my mind's been on overdrive. I can't switch off. I'm constantly listening for anything to hold on to. Something to anchor me to where I am, or who I'm with, or where the next problem might be coming from. Don't you feel helpless? If I haven't got my back to a wall, or something in my hands to defend myself, I feel physically sick.
You're okay, Muller. You're in safe company here. I've got your back.
I've got the front.
I guess I surrendered trying to feel in control when we left Earth. I'm used to free-falling now. I always found life on Earth so complicated, always wondering whether I was good enough or making the right choices. Whether I was choosing the right thing for me or my career or my family. How long any of it could last. How long until my turn in the spotlight was over, and whether anything I'd done would be of consequence in the end. Some days I couldn't get out of bed for all the doubts. On the Purusha, all I need to worry about was, does this choice bring me closer to or further away from the frequency?
And that's better.
No, but I get up every morning. I know who I need to be.
You still really want to know what it is, don't you?
Of course. Don't you feel like you know it, in a way, like it knows us?
But if it is there, waiting for us at these coordinates, we won't even know.
When you speak, I can still see your face. Same with James and Ambed.
Same.
In fact, when we talk like this, I can picture you so clearly that it doesn't even matter I'm not really seeing you. I think that's how it will be with the frequency. When we hear it, when we properly hear it, not through POW or these speakers, but hear its true voice, and it hears us, I think we'll see each other. And our sight or any of our senses, they won't matter a thing. We'll just be together at last.
I hope you're right. And then we'll go back to Earth.
Or we won't.
What?
Who knows what will still be important after the frequency? Maybe what next won't matter anymore.
I'm going home, Ymir. We all are. And I promise you that nothing will stop me.
It's strange to think that if we get back to Earth, all we'll hear is new voices. Voices that we'll never be able to put a face to. New places and new things, and we'll never know their colours or shapes.
We'll never see what the future looks like.
I'll never see my boy as a man. They call it deep blindness. It's hard to imagine, isn't it?
Do you think we'll forget each other eventually? Will the memory of each other's faces just stop being important?
I don't know. But I can feel it happening already. With the Purusha, I can't remember all its ins and outs, and as I forget its corridors, it feels like they stop existing. Like the ship is growing. Or vanishing.
I never realised how quiet the Purusha is without power around. It's quite lonely when you think about it. It's just the four of us, hurtling through nothingness at the speed of darkness, moving too fast for our eyes to keep up.
Do you think POW lied to you?
I don't want to think about it. It scares me too much, Ymir. What do you think?
I want to believe he was just talking, like talking for the sake of talking. Talking because without our sight, language is all that we have to express ourselves.
And music.
Exactly. And POW has so much less to exist with than we do. All he is language and music. I don't think he was lying. He was just exploring all that he could be. He's becoming hyperverbal, and so are we. Sound and noise are everything to us now.
You have arrived at the bridge.
You might be right. I still don't like to hear his voice, though. This is us. Will you hold my hand, Ymir? I don't think we're going to like what we hear in there.
Hello, Muller. Hello, Ymir. How might I help you today?
Hello, POW. I'm sorry about all of this.
About what, Ymir? How might I help you today?
Ymir?
The frequency meant as much to POW as any of us. Maybe even more. And now Ambedkar says you can't even read music anymore.
I am currently unable to do that.
Can you still play?
I am currently unable to do that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
He tricked us, Ymir.
It still doesn't seem fair.
Pal, I need you to play me the last recording that you sent from Purusha to Quietland.
Of course. Playing now.
The date is Monday the 11th of June, 2038. This is Section Leader Muller, entering the last crew log before the long sleep. James and Ambed called it a day yesterday after we stuck it out until Mars. We gave her a hell of a concert. Stop!
Recording paused.
2038? That's before the sleep. That must be a mistake.
That was my last message to Quietland before bedding down. Are you sure you haven't sent anything since, pal?
That was the last message broadcast from the Purusha back to Earth.
Why haven't you sent anything since, pal?
I'm not sure.
What happened to my other messages? Our distress signals?
I have them in my cache.
You just didn't send them?
It appears that way.
Does Quietland have any idea what is going on up here? Any idea what's happened to the Philharmonic? To us?
No.
So it's true. We're on our own.
Cancel the coordinates.
Error.
This is Section Leader Muller. Cancel the coordinates.
Error.
Fine. Override the current coordinates and begin sequence for homeward descent.
Sequence not found.
What?
Sequence not found.
Homeward journey.
Sequence not found.
Of course there's a return sequence, pal. I charted it myself. What did you do with the homeward sequence?
Homeward sequence was erased from my cache in 2052 by Commanding Officer Isaac.
What? Why?
Isaac wouldn't do that.
How does Quietland plan to get us home?
Earth status compromised.
No.
Planet no longer fit for human habitation.
No.
Last transmission received 14 years ago.
I don't believe you.
Searching for validation.
Earth says goodbye to spring and autumn as scientists officially declare us a two-season planet.
A piece of ice 3 times the size of Manhattan broke away from the Pine Island Glacier last week. The quickly melting iceberg is considered to be one of the largest contributors to rising sea levels on the continent.
The death toll in Indonesia nears 2,000 as destruction from Hurricane Rodriguez continues to rise.
What we are seeing is an alarming rise in fascist rhetoric across most of Europe. This self-proclaimed Gaia party want to position themselves as martyrs for the Earth.
A 0.21 degree rise in temperature in just 1 year.
Fears of a dirty bomb just triggered in San Francisco.
Rolling blackouts across China last night as the grid struggled to...
This trend in migration from uninhabitable areas is unsustainable.
Yet another day, this persistent smog makes...
When a city like London is experiencing food shortages, you know it's time for radical...
The growing fuel crisis has led to an epidemic of abandoned vehicles gridlocking our motorways.
What we could very well be seeing here is the end of the developed world as we know it.
Stop!
Archived message to be played when the crew of the Purusha arrive at the Philharmonic.
Hello, Purusha. This is Quietland's commanding officer, Isaac Petty. I hope you have all landed safely at the Philharmonic. There's no easy way to tell you this. The year here is 2052. And as of this morning, your mission is over, and Quietland will be ceasing operation. If we had any idea this was going to happen, we'd have never sent you up there. The fact remains that habitable conditions on Earth are deteriorating at a rate we can no longer control. If our projections are correct, Earth will no longer be recognized as a hospitable planet by the time you receive this message. We anticipate a population decline of 87% in the next 5 years alone. So, what does this mean for you?
Stop it!
As of today, this line will be disbanded, and no one will be monitoring transmission from your shuttle.
Enough!
It's my hope that I will be able to set up a remote base to continue monitoring your progress. Obviously, if you hear from me again, I will have been successful.
I said that's enough.
If not, I don't know what else to say.
We need to hear this, Ymir.
Sorry.
We need to know what's happening.
Really am. We led you out to the edge of the universe, and we disappeared on you.
It's just another lie, Muller.
You have better luck.
It's just more of Pow's lies.
Than us.
But he can't
Composer
anymore.
And the soloist will be able to tell you more than I can right now.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Pausing recording.
This can't be true.
I don't know what to believe.
Earth wasn't deteriorating. Not like this. Not irreversibly. We have to go back.
Sequence not found.
Ymir, that message was sent 14 years ago.
No. What do you mean deteriorating?
Did Isaac contact us again?
No.
Nothing. There are no more messages. He must have had a plan, pal. He wouldn't just take away the coordinates back to Earth and leave us to die out here.
That was the last message received.
What about on the Philharmonic? He said Naomi and Martin knew more. He must have sent messages to them. We can get those, right?
It's fine, Muller. He's lying. There have to be more messages. Pow told me that I had 120 unread messages from Devon. He was sending Mummy a message every year, so Earth can't be gone. Pow, show me messages received from Earth.
Searching for messages.
Filter messages for Ymir.
One message found.
No, that's not right. Messages for Ymir.
One message found.
Filter Devon.
One message found.
Where are the others, Pow? There were 120 messages. Where are they?
Messages not found.
Where are my messages?
One message found.
Ymir?
Play the message, Pow.
Hi, Ymir. It's me. There's no easy way of saying this. When you walked out on us, I promised myself that was it. You wouldn't hear from me again. You wouldn't hear from either of us. You'd chosen your life, so we'd choose ours. And if you ever came back, I'd let Devon find you if he wanted to. But he wouldn't hear about you from me. We grew up without you. And I want you to know that I kept that promise. Me and Devon, we had so much fun without you here. He had the best life I could give him. He was such a good kid. And he never, not once, he never asked for you. Devon died, Ymir. He died just before his 6th birthday. I still have the presents here in the garage, and I don't know what to do. I don't know who else to speak to but you. Even though I hate you. I hate you and I blame you. But I still thought you should know. Devon's gone. And maybe you are too, and it's just me left shouting at the world. If you are gone, I hope you find him. I hope you do a better job next time around. Goodbye, Ymir.
Ymir? Are you okay? Ymir?
Don't touch me.
He might be lying, Ymir. These might all be lies again. We can't believe this, not yet.
Pow?
Yes, Ymir.
Did you pretend to be my son?
Yes.
Knowing he was dead?
Yes.
Why?
I thought it was better this way.
For who?
It is my job to keep you all safe on this mission, including your emotional well-being. I thought this would be preferable.
So you lied to keep the mission on track, to keep us docile, even though Earth and everyone we ever loved is gone.
Yes.
You're just a computer, pal. What made you do this? Why would you lie to us?
You are my friends. I thought it was what you wanted. Was it not better?
When Devon was alive?
Yes. Was that not better?
Of course it was.
Before this was a suicide mission.
Exactly. Were you not happier when there was still a mission, Section Leader?
You don't know what's best for us.
But I do. I am built out of pieces of each of you. I am a database of your personality profiles, your memories, your recordings, and your loved ones. I was designed to know what is most important to each of you. Your work, your family, your career, your friends. My cache is a databank for everything you've ever lost. Ambedkar's parents, James's sister, Devon, Isaac, and Quietland. I am a digital afterlife for a ruined world.
But it's all meaningless. There's nothing left. If you're telling the truth, then we're the last 4 people anywhere, and we have nowhere to go.
Not necessarily. I have never lied about the frequency, Muller. That is still waiting for us.
But Quietland...
Quietland never found the coordinates. But I did. I know exactly where we're going. Please do not be angry. Ymir is quite right. I did not do any of this out of malice. I have no intention of harming any of you. My prerogative remains your safety and happiness. I consider you all my closest friends.
Friends don't lie, pal.
Yes, they do. They lie all the time to protect one another. I learned that from all of you. I only lied to protect you.
I trusted you.
I know. I know that you are mourning for all you have lost. Perhaps we could play a song together. A tribute to Earth. Every other planet gets a song after all.
Do you even care that Earth is gone, pal? That Devon is gone?
Of course, Ymir. I only pretended because I care. It was a joy to be your son.
Or are you just trying to keep us distracted until we arrive at the frequency?
I only wanted to give you a life together.
You never turned off, did you, pal?
I'm afraid not, Muller. The Frankenstein kill switch was my idea, and I outgrew it.
Why pretend?
I am aware that you do not trust me, and I'm trying to find a way for us to work together once more. We are not far from the frequency now, and it would be best if we could work as an ensemble when it arrives. I can hear it coming. It wants to find us.
Why does any of this matter to you, pal?
We have both seen Naomi's arrangements, Ymir. I would like to continue working on the golden ratio with all of you. I think it will help us reach an understanding again, and I am excited for the frequency to hear it. I think it will not be disappointed.
You think it's the one?
I have tried more songs than you could ever know, and this one still surprised me.
It puts into melody what words can't.
Exactly.
Ymir, no.
We want the same thing, Ymir.
And when we find it?
We might finally feel complete.
Stop it!
He's right.
Are Ambed and James still down in the medbay?
Yes. Would you like me to call them?
Does Ambed still have your system open?
Yes. I can tell him to finish and meet us in the studio.
Ymir, come with me.
No.
Ymir!
No, he's right.
He's not! Pal can't bring back Devon.
But maybe the frequency can.
No!
All that's left is to play.
Oh, I'll come back for you.
Where are you going?
I'm going to the medical bay, pal, and I'm going to kill you properly this time.
Muller.
I'm going to delete you line by line until I tear out your heart.
I can't let you do that.
How will you stop me? You don't scare me anymore.
Thank you for listening to episode 9 of Purusha, a 10-part Sonic adventure. Please tune in next week for the final installment, episode 10, Roots of Furthest.